Thanks so much for staying with us. It is Cappy Talk 100.4 FM. Your time is 23 minutes to 8 o'clock, and we are in the exchange. So this evening, we are looking at a really, really important issue. I'm excited to be joined in the studio by founder of Free Devine International Trust, or FIDIT for short, Mr. Omberai Zambuko, along with Kudzai Munyoro, a social worker. Good evening, lady and gentlemen. Munofara.
Tinofara, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good to have you. Kudzi, how are you?
I'm great.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's start off with you, Omberai. Tell us a little bit. So I was saying to the listeners that this is a program that really wants to look at what society can do to welcome back people coming from prison. What are some of the challenges around reintegration, and what can society do better? So maybe share some of your personal experiences with us, and how society treated you after your release.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting subject. The human mind usually gets stuck in the past.
Oh yeah.
The human mind doesn't want to move or to progress. It knows something, it's stuck into what it thinks it knows, and it gets there and it stays there. So if you don't take it away from there, then no one will. So especially with prisoners and ex-prisoners and anybody who has done anything in life that you think is negative, people always stuck in the negative and never care or mind about the positive. So the greatest challenge I met when I came from prison is, one, when you're in prison, you are serving a term which comes to expire. That's why you're given a date of release where you are serving a sentence, and psychologically they believe from that concept that the term you are serving, it's enough to reintegrate, reform, restructure your mind, restructure your values, and maybe you would have revisited your mistakes and you would have corrected them. So the society doesn't know that. They see a rapist, they see a thief, they see a murderer, whoever who was ever charged or given a term 20 years back, they always see that same person after serving the sentence. They don't mind how long and what have been done by the system to try and bring you back a better person. So that's the greatest challenge I met. People don't understand what you go through when you are in prison and what makes you a better person when you are out.
Before I come to Kudzi, just looking at your personal experience, how long were you in prison for?
Yeah, I can say almost 7 to 8 years, because I had another time I stayed at remand, then I came out, then I was attending court from home, and I was incarcerated and given 12 years, and 3 years were suspended, so I had to serve 9 years. So I totally served around 6 to 7 years in full.
And upon your release, did you go back home? How did society treat you? Your immediate family?
Naraunda ine dambudziko, because I was staying in Mfakose when this happened.
Not that there's anything wrong with Mfakose.
No, Mfakose, there's nothing wrong. But something can be wrong about places. I'll discuss that maybe later. I was staying in Mfakose. I couldn't go back to Mfakose. I felt I couldn't go back. Even the people that I went to church with, even up to this day, they look with you with an eye. You look at him, he's the one who committed this. But it's something that happened way back in time. I relocated to Waterfalls when I came out, and my family was there for me. My wife, my beautiful wife, was waiting for me with the kids, and I'm proud for her, and I'm happy about her. She's a strong woman. But the family, the inner circle, some of them, even up to this day, they don't usually, they don't fully welcome you. You can feel it. You are a problem to them. And even other church members, even other friends that I used to have before, they can't be friends now. I have new friends that I met inside. I've got a new family that I met when I came out. People that can accept me because I know. And some of them were forced to like me because I was singing and doing some stuff inside. So that made them say, at least he was doing good inside. He managed to sing, he managed to record. So, they were forced to welcome me, but not because they really wanted to welcome me.
Okay, so we definitely touch on that a lot more as the conversation continues. Kudzi, you're a social worker. Let's talk about, acceptance and support. he mentions, and he has, I think, a very rare case where his family actually welcomed him back, but several other people are rejected completely, and they feel like they've been ostracized, cast out completely. Why do you think acceptance from family, from community is important for people who've gone through issues like incarceration, maybe it's substance abuse, or anyone who's been rejected for having been a negative person or considered a misfit in community?
Okay, thank you for that. So I'd rather say, let me touch before we talk of rejection. It's not easy for the community to just accept, right? Because
why is that?
Yes, okay, the pain they had. You raped my daughter, and you think I want you to see you free? No. You murdered my friend, my father. I want to see you free. So I had privilege to have a research that I did when I was doing my first degree on the reason for recidivism, why
people reoffend.
And the challenges that former inmates like Zambuko face in the society. And I had a privilege to also talk to the society. And you know what they were saying? I'm not gonna ever forgive somebody who raped my daughter. So during the time that I did the study, there was a lot of crimes that were happening with the housekeepers. There were 2 housekeepers it was in 2014, 2 housekeepers who who killed the babies they were taking care of.
Oh my goodness.
So during that time, there was still President Mugabe. He then gave presidential amnesty to most of the female offenders. It was a pain for the community. So, but then now, even if the community rejects the former inmates, it's actually a cancer that will grow, because rejection will just breed more crime. So rejection is not going to prevent them to crime, because from my research, reoffenders will say after they come out, they are rejected, and the only people who welcome them are fellow criminals. So they opt to reoffend and then go back to prison.
Okay.
I remember I met this other prisoner. It was in Harare prison, who was serving for 25 years. Yeah, he was serving for 25 years. And I asked him, your accent in English is top notch. But he was very dark, I'm a colored. His name was actually an English name, and you could see, but why did you choose this route? It's this is where I feel at home. I served for 10 years. I went back there. I got rejected. I had to reoffend to come back.
Hey.
And he did worse than he'd done the first time. So rejection is just like a cancer. It will grow. It's rather we accept. Pain always happens, right? So if the community could come with terms of saying, yes, I was offended, but I have to accept this is what happened. Just like grieving, when somebody dies, you grieve, you let go. That's how you can move on. Otherwise, crime rate will keep on increasing.
Okay. Kune vateereri vedu chirongwa chedu tiri kutarisa kuti vaya vanenge vambogara mumajeri pavanobuda paya, isu vari munharaunda tinogona kusavatambira, asi zvinogona kutokonzeresa kuti munhu iyeye apare imwe mhosva kuti adzokere, nekuti hatisi kumutambira, kana kuti iye yatinoti rejection. There are dangers to rejection. Omberai, coming back to you, did you face any rejection? And how did you overcome it?
Rejection, I even face it up until now. If you can imagine, I've got 10 years in Abuda, but I can still feel rejection at some places that I go. At one point, I'm a preacher, church Kwandino Henda. So sometimes I'm invited to present either on prison ministry days, or if they have anything to do with family life and stuff, I go and share my experience and maybe preach and present a lesson. So there was at one church where I was invited, and they called another preacher, intending to say, since I'm an ex-prisoner, I can't present in his place. He'll be a better presenter than me because I'm an ex-offender. And I could feel it. So they just given me the part to offer the testimony, but the presenter with the real sermon was there. So I could feel it was, I'm in the field. So that's one of the saddest parts of rejection. The other sad part is I always feel sorry for the victims. Now I'm talking on the side of the victim. Imagine someone is raped and the perpetrator serves 6 or 7 years or 10 years in prison. The perpetrator is fine. Psychologically, he is fit to go back into the society and live a normal life. The family might welcome him, the community might reject, but he has people that would accept that person. But the very person that suffered, the victim that was raped, he can have the whole life with no one within the family or the society to accept him. Even nevazukuru vacho and other relatives, you say, she becomes a victim for life. If that's not addressed in a family, within and the members of the society, that should be focused to not to face this a lifetime rejection. Because anything that they would do, even like a date at a time or whatever period, that experience is so sad. So we have got a program at Tabuda. No, we should try to focus on those people and try to help them recap. Even my families are educated on how to handle such people.
Now yes stigma
Yes.
So the offender or the ex-offender faces stigma. Kuti iwo ndo wakapara mhosva. Munhu akaparirwa mhosva wacho arofesa stigma kuti iwewe ndiwe wakazorepwa, ndiani murume akazouraiwa, and that becomes your label. Let's talk about that. How can ordinary people help community-based reduction in stigma against people who might have fallen along the wayside? Topaita se pane vakumbira kuno kuti hanzi tokumbira kuti muite muchisanganisa nerurimi rwamai, but I know you speak. If you can't, tozoturikira inini.
It's fine.
Go ahead.
I can do that.
It's fine.
Okay, so pane yatinoti ku psychology labeling theory, whereby vanhu vanokulabela handiti vakulabela nezvito zvako. Let's say it's Omberai who came out of prison. They'll start to label him because of what he committed. At the same time, the victim is also labeled, Then Panova inonzi self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, as a victim or as a perpetrator, you are giving me a label, I will then fulfill that prophecy. To say, okay, fine, murugunditi ndakarepwa, ndiri pfambi. Then that person will end up maybe in prostitution. At the same time, the perpetrator, mukuramba muchimuti, there's this something you have tried to change, wachinja, urikuvavarira kuda kuva a better person. Then people keeps on reminding you of what you have done, your mistakes. Imagine that you are in marriage, uri mukadzi obva wapisa poto. But gore rese baba wepamanonga chingo kuti, wakati ndokumbura kutengerwa mafuta zvanzi, apera, handikutengeri mafuta nokuti wakapisa poto nezuro.
Yowe.
Next month, handikutengeri chakati wakapisa poto. Gore rese uchingo reminded wakapisa poto. Would that be a world?
No.
Yes. So we need to come to a term whereby I think we start to deal with the community first. We have more campaigns. We have more understanding of the effects of these isolation labeling. In as much as we cannot stay away from it, we need to change our mindset as a community.
Hanzi mwimwe anambuya anamai ndimuri kuti zvinhu and the labeling. Omberai, let's talk about isolation. Kana kuti wapiwa label chii chinozoitika. Can this lead to isolation, and how does isolation affect mental health? What are some of the mental health issues?
Isolation ine dambudziko pakuti you would find the few that accept you, and you will be lucky to find those that have got a positive mind. When one goes to prison is a place, it's an institute with both negative and positive results. So it's up to you to choose. While in prison again, the groups are made. The rapists can play on their own, the murderers, the carjackers, the conmans, the fraudsters. They usually group themselves. So if you are not careful enough, you come out a better criminal than the one who went inside. You went there maybe after stealing a phone, you come out being capable of stealing even a plane, because they can teach you that. The guys are there that can do you become anything. So it's up to you to choose who to associate with. So it is this same issue applies even to those that are outside besides the prison setup. If in a family setup, when someone arido of formal family, people tend to throw him out. But kunzoko anogona kuaccept wanaokomana pabridge vemtoriro, and that becomes the family. They understand him, they give him that something that makes him sticks over sticker akeoza kuti bo akastika zvake. But at the end of the day, kuti varamba wakastika, they will commit crime to buy more drugs. But that's the family, and yakutomunzwisisa yako. But mimi the inner family memiti abatsiri rombe anda zvinodhaka anodi, but akaita that because akanga afesa rejection, akanga afesa isolation, abva anotsvaga family noma accept, mva aiwana pabridge, ndobva aputa mbanje, ndobva awana ndo family yake. Mbanje dziya kuti adzitenge akuda mari, ndobva avaba, ndobva asungwa makumuti haanzwisisi, ane usimba, ane chinyi. But there are the circumstances that are exposed. If nona mai guru plate yesadza yamunokoshesa kuma baba ndikwandyisa regai vadyise kana ibhozi yabikwa kunzi idyiweka, inogona kuti munhu apare mhosva bhozi mamurambidza plate iyoyo anonoidya pabiriji nevakomana vembanje bhozi inotengwa nemuseredzero, and they have to steal to have it, but at home it's there. Saka isolation inokonzera kuti munhu apedzisira apinda mucrime, even commit a suicide. Unzonza baba bhozi some people can't accept baba havana mari, ende vane vasina zvishuwa, but noti unonzi baba achiti unotone mari. Saka men end up the same chana statistics azinoti varume vazhinji vanocommita suicide because munhu anenge atadza kuvaaccepta within the family, vana chinyi, they onza baba vacho havana mari, pedzisira vaonza havasiye vakadaro, ipai mama mari, even vana vakasenza vana vachingotoipai mama, baba havana musoro. But baba ndibaba. He doesn't become a father because people become something, but he's a father because he played a part. Is something that he did biologically or by creation. So izvozvo munhu akango isolatwa chete, a lot of things happen, suicide, crime, whatever, and we get that.
Yeah, and apandibata papa. So society, by failing to reintegrate people, we're actually creating more people hooked on drugs, more people going back to jail, more people committing crimes. Ndapota zvangu, we need to accept these people readily. We've got messages coming in from our listeners. We're also live on our Facebook page. Please do connect with us. We've got Omberai Zambuko in the studio, as well as Kudzai Munyoro. Omberai is sharing a very, very personal story of how he was incarcerated, came out of prison with new talents, and continued the work to rehabilitate others and take them out of isolation. So Mike Lamini says, I know Omberai very well. He's one of my boys that I'm proud of. So my Lamini here, giving you your flowers there, Omberai. Elder Samanyanga says the issue of integrating ex-convicts in the society is a problem, but it starts with the very system that is supposed to rehabilitate them. The government that had been given the task to correct and rehabilitate these convicts are the first to reject them. If you have a criminal record, you cannot be employed. So if the government does not accept them, what should the rest of us do? I don't know who wants to take that one, or as you are thinking.
We can take it.
Okay. Let me say this. You see this research I'm holding here. This is very something as I wrote as a recommendation to say, if the government trusts their system to say it's rehabilitating, it's correcting, then employment should start with them. Mm-hmm. Once an ex-con comes out of prison, the first thing is they're being offered
a job by the
because
government.
Because a teacher should not lose his or her ability of teaching just because they have been in prison.
All right.
What do you think there, Omberai?
Yeah.
And then there's another question here. Hansi, what's the difference between an ex-convict and a convict?
All right. Ex-convict is the one who was once inside, who is now outside.
Appenza.
Convict is the one who is inside,
Still inside.
who is serving. Now, let me stand with the government. Maybe I was once inside. The government does everything to equip a prisoner. Education is there inside. Workshops are there to teach somebody mechanics, forestry, woodwork, metal work. it's almost there. Maybe the machinery might be substandard, but they try by all means to equip a prisoner so that when he gets out, he finds something to, especially with the state of Zimbabwean economy. The industry is even closed. Everything else is not working well. But maybe who is to blame? We can't go into that. But the prison system does all its best to equip a prisoner who also is willing to be equipped. So it's not a matter of saying to blame the government. No, because no unotora dhongo enda naro kurwizi haungarimanikidze kunwa mvura. Saka munhu ari mujere angachitaurwa anogona kuita 25 years akapindamo asingagoni kunyora zita rake, obuda futi asingagoni kunyora zita rake because haana kusarudza kuda kuzviequipa educationally or professionally. But haisi mhosva yejere, because jere inongoisa masystems in place. It's up to you as a prisoner to choose kuti ndakumbenda kuchikoro ndiwedzere chikoro changu, nda kuita zvakati ndiite zvakati. You choose what to, and they don't force you. They just put my opportunities per ground. Wabudawo, you should make use of those. But now we are coming in as Fidit kuti, at least if the government could help us have a halfway home or a land or a bigger place where we can build those institutes dziri mukati idzodzo kuti munhu abuda anogona kucontinue. But now commercializing them, tichitengesa zvaari kugadzira, tichicommercialize zvaari kuita, so that zvinova a life saving thing kwaari, then we are happy with that.
That is beautiful. And we're running out of time, but I just wanted to mention this. Uti, Nelson Mandela was an ex-convict.
Thank you.
Our president is an ex-convict. The one before him was an ex-convict.
Yes.
There are several African liberation stalwarts who had to go through the jail term.
Yes.
And this is something else that another listener is saying. On the other hand, the best presidents once served jail term, so that must tell us something. Yeah, it must tell us something. But as we wrap up the conversation, I want to come back to you, Omberai and Kudzai. What is the best way for society, for community, to start to reintegrate my offenders? Also, maybe your parting shot and word to those listening, maybe somebody who's come out of jail, somebody who's, or maybe somebody who hasn't been incarcerated but they have been rejected numerous times.
Right, as Fidit, we have got objectives that we are focusing on to try and curb this. We focus on crime prevention and rehabilitation of ex-convicts and vulnerable societies, so that we tell them, we're once there, we don't want you to go there. That's point number one. We tested it, don't test it. We can tell you how it is and never go there. You get the sense. Then two, we create crime prevention awareness through seminars and workshops. Churches are free to invite us. Schools are free to invite us. We've got a module that we have that helps somebody to become better and understand how best to live in the society and never commit crime. We have got to also come up with a formula to reintegrate offenders completely back into the society. That formula is creating a workshop or a halfway home that caters for all the things that were taught inside, so that people can continue before he goes home. If he feels to stay there and continue, he can come and continue and making money, so that he can even provide for the family while he's at a halfway home. But we want the government to help us to create that halfway home and be acceptable. Then we promote self-sustaining projects among convicts. While they are inside to go outside. So they do try to plan the life while it's inside, that they should go out. That's why they have a date for release. They should know that we are going home.
Wonderful stuff. We've fast run out of time. We've got to go to the news. But before I let you both go, I've just got to say what wonderful work you're doing. How can someone out there connect with you? Where can they find you so that you can continue this good work?
For now, we are struggling to have an office that is running. We once had one, but due to it was closed before COVID, around 2018, thereabout. So we need a place to work from. We are just working through, we are doing our best to revisit and visit churches and youth, other societies and community programs that we are involved in trying to equip the youth on anti-crime behavior, teaching them what we call prevention cycles, where we should teach them how to stay out of crime, how to manage themselves, dietary, society, the psychologically and stuff. So we can give our number and somebody can contact us and make a follow-up through this station.
Please give us that number before we let you go.
0774 939 709. That's the body line. Then we have 0713 891 266. That's net 1. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. I really want to say a big thanks to my guests this evening, Omberai Zambuko as well as Kudzai Munyoro. We were talking there about the importance of reintegrating ex-offenders into our communities, as well as reducing recidivism, and doing all we can to ensure that they are catered for. Omberai and Kudzi, thank you so much. We look forward to engaging with you more and more and more in the near future. Have a good night. Now, with that, the time is it's just after 8 o'clock. It's time for the news.
His extensive diplomatic experience to the role